Okay, guys, in this lecture, we will be discussing about what is data analytics and who is essentially a data analyst. So the first question is, what is data analytics? In layman terms, if I talk, data analysis is essentially a process of converting raw data into meaningful data and generate insights from it. So for example, if I have some unstructured data or some raw data, so my whole purpose should be first of all to treat that data, to optimize it, to perform all sort of operations so that it can be structured and it can be consumed by the analyst and the business intelligence tools like Power BI and Tableau. And then only I will be able to generate insight. So for example, this data over here, I don't think so it is in consumable format. Okay, it seems like there are some latitude and longitudinal values, but still I'm not sure. So first I have to get an understanding of the data. So first I have to gather the requirements, get into the data definition, what does it signifies, and what does the business want from it? Okay, what are their expectations? And then once I get all that, so I should be in a position to convert this data into meaningful information. Okay, so these charts, these visualization, dashboard, and reports, they clearly indicate what is happening with my data. Okay, I can clearly see that what indicators are performing, in which location they are performing, which maybe which brand is performing well in which demographics, whether women are more inclined towards brand one or men are more inclined toward brand two, and why is this if it is happening? So all these kind of insights we can only draw once we have a clear picture in front of us. So even if we have, let's say, millions and billions of data in our data warehouse, so that is of no use if we are not able to analyze it. So if we talk about the core of data analytics, it is based upon three important questions. The first one is where you have been. So it is essentially the historic data. Okay, if we have 5 or 10 years of data, let's say, so I should be in a position to analyze that data and see the trends. Okay, this was my past trend of this type of indicators. And the second thing is where we are right now. So we can discuss over here the monthly trends, the quarterly trends, okay, starting from the year, and that can directly depict what is my position right now. Okay, am I performing well with respect to previous quarter or with respect to previous month, and all those sort of things. So the last question is, what should be your next step? Okay, so this is the essence of data analytics, which is helping us predict, okay, this is what is happening right now, and I think I should fix this thing so that I can get the desired result. So for example, I have a manufacturer in China, and I, through data and analytics, I get to know that there has been a shortage of raw material. So that will directly impact that manufacturer. So to keep my business running, I have to make sure that I change my manufacturer or find an alternative manufacturer, even if it is costing me more. So all these type of analysis can only be done once we have the data. And this also summarizes the third question, what should be your next step? So we are discussing about some complex or middle level complex scenarios, but it's not like that. Data analytics may be very quite famous in the past couple of years, or let's say 4 to 5 years, but it has already always been there. So for example, if we study the stock market, okay, if we study one particular stock, let's say, and for example, this is the trend of the stock. Okay, this is the trend of the stock. So this is all historic data. Okay. Now uh, I can I can do all sort of technical analysis on this. Okay. Technical analysis is being done on the data of the stock price. So data analytics has already has always been there. So for example, if I have to find the support of the price, I can see that, okay, this might seems to be a good support. Okay, I am not an expert in this. I just want to make you visualize and make you realize that data analytics is not something new. It has always been there, but now it's just that the amount of data has been very huge. So all those legacy software and all those legacy technologies are outdated. Now we need new technologies to store that amount of data and to process that amount of data, and that too within seconds. Okay, and another example I can think of is that, so for example, if we go to a chemist shop, okay, and we ask them, okay, do you have this medicine? Then that chemist might go and search in his or her warehouse, in his or her boxes, and then come back to you after 10 minutes, okay, it's not there. Well, that is the scenario which was there, I think, in 20 to 2005. But right now, if you go to there and you ask for a particular medicine, they can simply query that medicine name in their database. Okay, they have their systems in place in their shops. They can query and they can retrieve the results within seconds. So neither you are frustrated nor the chemist is frustrated. So that is the reason if you go to some mid-level chemist shop or retail shop, they have their system in place and they have the software which are being developed and they have their databases, and they can simply type the name or filters to database and they can get exact idea, okay, this is the amount of medicine that I have right now and I might have to order it, and this is the place where it is kept, and all those sort of things. So through data and analysis, my life is also simple and the chemist life is also becoming simple. Another example that I could think of over here is that uh, this is something which I have also faced in Bangalore. So when I was in Bangalore and I wanted to book a flight, I wanted to book a cab, Uber cab, from my home to airport. So the issue in Bangalore is that the airport is very far from the city. Okay, so I booked an Uber cab and it got cancelled. So I again booked an Uber cab. It got cancelled. So it happened multiple times, and it was happening with many users, with multiple users. Okay, so this was being reported to the Uber that what is this? Why are these Uber cab drivers cancelling? So they actually got to the root of the problem through data and analytics. So for example, this is the route from my home to airport. Okay, and now I have a problem in place that users are booking cabs from their home to airport and it is getting cancelled. So what is the reason for it? So as a data analyst, I might have to collect several points. I might have to see, okay, what is the pattern of the previous trips? Was it good or not? Okay, I might need to analyze what is the distance. I know that the distance is very much. So, are the Uber drivers being paid as per the distance? So, when I digged into it, I got to know that okay, they are being paid well. It is not an issue over there. So, the second thing I saw that okay, are they getting a cabin in return? Okay, are they getting a return journey? So, I got to know that okay, yes, most of the Uber drivers are getting the return customers, that is from airport to city as well. So what is the issue? They are getting paid well, they are getting the return customers. So these are my few data points which I analyzed. Now the main issue that was found over there is the ideal wait time. So when they went to the airport, the time lag between the forward journey and the backward journey, it was approximately 1 to 2 hours. So once Uber drivers reach to the airport, they have to wait, and it contributes to the ideal wait time. Okay, which was the issue, and they were not getting paid for this, and it was simply wasting their time, and also they have to pay the airport parking fees. For example, they have to pay over there 150 rupees, okay, to stand their vehicle, to park their vehicle. So that was also an issue. So now if you go to the airports of Bangalore, you can see that there are counters for Uber and for Ola, and then drivers can park their vehicles over there, and then you can book one by one. You can take the cabs and you can head towards the city. So this is how we have to tackle the problems whenever it comes through data and analytics. And for that, we need to get different data points, and once we have the data points, we have to make sure that we analyze them perfectly. Okay, if one thing is working, okay, we need to move to the next thing. If second thing is also working, we have to check for the next thing. Okay, we will definitely find a solution what is happening, and they have found it. So so these are the few use cases for data and analytics, and few introductory use cases, I would say. Okay, so the next question arises that once we have the perfect data ready, and once we have all sort of insights and all sort of charts and dashboards and reports in place, what do this company do with with this perfect data? Well, it is being used heavily to create a personalized experience for us. So for example, if you, let's say, open a Flipkart homepage, so you see the kind of deals that you are getting, or the kind of products that are being listed over there is not same that I am getting, because it has been personalized as per my buying pattern, my buying behavior. Okay, so companies invest heavily in creating a personalized experience. It is also used to understand the customers. It is also used to understand their buying pattern, what they have bought in the past. Have they bought anything in a bucket? Okay, have they clubbed many items and bought? It is also used to, again, I say, eagle eye on the business. So all my business operations, I cannot track them with my data in the Excel, okay, or let's say in some database management. I need to visualize that. I need to get a clear picture of that. So it is used for that. It is heavily used in for running the ad campaigns. Okay, if they get to know the nature and taste of the customers, they will run ad campaigns. So through data and analytics, companies can run very effective ad campaigns, very targeted ad campaigns to their customers, and force their customer to fall in their marketing funnel and buy their product. It is also used for risk management. So for example, there is a credit card company, and then whenever they are giving money, so they have few parameters in place, like what was your transaction history, what is the card, what is your expenditure budget, what amount of cash do you hold, okay, what was your history. So all these parameters can be analyzed, and then you can be grouped. Okay, this person has a high chance that this guy will default on the money that he's taking, and this person has a chance that, okay, moderate level default. And so these kind of ratings can also be given. It can be also used for algorithmic trading. It can be used for segmentation, as in companies can segment us, that okay, these are males, females, their demographics, they live in metropolitan, they live in small cities, and what kind of behavior do they have, what they have bought, and all those sort of things. It can be also used to detect anomalies. So for example, if we have some regular trend and we suddenly see, okay, this is something which is way out of a trend, and it is something which is very high, or my sales is very high or very low as compared to the other months, then we can easily see the anomalies in my data and treat that and find the reason for that, why it is happening. Now, next thing is, once we have discussed about what is data analytics, now we have to study who is a data analyst. So data analyst is a person who is responsible to perform all the operations that we have discussed so far. So they are responsible for gathering as in gathering the requirements, what all needs to be done on the data. They need to clean the data, of course, optimize it, model it, interpret the data as in analyzing it, presenting the data to the business stakeholder, and also the maintaining it. So once they have created a data-driven solutions, they have to maintain it as well. So a few things that I would also like to highlight for a data analyst is that data analysts should also possess good communication skills, because they are someone who are also gathering all the requirements from the business stakeholders, and at the end they are also presenting them what are the insights, what they have found, what can be done. Okay, so you might have international clients if you're working for a consulting firm as a data analyst, and you really need to have good communication skills. So if you are targeting any such roles, make sure you work on your communication skills so that you can express yourself. Okay, they should also have good imagination power. Okay, they should have creative thinking, critical thinking abilities. They should also possess leadership qualities, because data analyst is a person, if we have a project, they need to interact with the business stakeholders, they need to interact with the business analyst, with the data engineers, and they kind of bind the team, and they kind of have an overall view of the project. So they should possess leadership skills as well. So that's about this lecture, and I'll see you in my next lecture.